Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages, and welcome to the CHAOS120 live stream for this, the 8th of June, 2018. It's been an amazingly busy week, not just for myself personally, but just for the world in general. We've had a lot going on, folks. We're going to be covering a lot of it tonight. Thankfully, we have a full panel, a lot of good folks here, a lot of good opinions. A lot of intelligent people. You should know everyone on this panel by this point. If you don't, I'm going to introduce them as I go through them. Please subscribe to them. That's basically what we're going to do right now is just run through the panel really quick and get right into the topics, because when I tell you we have a lot of stuff to cover, nonetheless, not even the title of this stream, but just the body and bulk of it in general. Okay, but without further ado, let me just go through the intros really quick. Starting off on my left, now I'm going to go and read off each avatar. You guys know the drill. What you see on the screen does not match who I'm going to be reading off. This is where you folks have to pay attention. All right, now starting off on my left, of course, we have with us tonight Cass Warfox. Cass, what's going on, brother? Cass is probably away from his computer. I'll come back to Cass. We have with us the Inquisitor. What's up, Quiz?
Nothing much. How about you guys?
Hanging in there, chilling, brother, chilling. We have with us Irving Twin. Irv, what's happening?
Bonsoir, mes amis. Hashtag moi aussi, Ford Nation. Let's do this.
Hashtag Irving
awesome.
run for PM.
That's not how it works. I keep trying to tell you. Sorry.
It's all good. We have
doing this. You're not gonna win.
We have with us tonight Mantis Tree. What's happening, brother?
How's it going, eh?
It's going. It's all that matters. We have with us tonight, with his cup of coffee in hand, Smirt. What's happening?
Not much. Just clipping my nails.
Okay, I'm back. What's going on?
Cool. Oh, nothing. I just gave you an intro really quick, Cass. You want to say hello?
Sorry. Hello.
All good. We have with us Sir Wolfie.
Get on your knees and worship me.
That's usually supposed to be my line.
Now give me some of that good stuff.
We have with us tonight Terracin. That is so awesome that you can do that. We have with us tonight the bartender.
Yo. Consider me Irving's #1 cheerleader at the moment.
Oh
Awesome,
no,
man.
Burnside's not in here. He fell out.
Oh wow, yeah, I just realized we're missing Burnside. All right, he'll probably hop in or out. That's just him and his romfly. He'll probably be back in, knowing him. And of course, last but not least, we have with us, just fresh from his jaunt back within the working industry. He's back on the workforce. We have with us tonight the next 6 minutes.
My legs hate me.
Well, you know, we love you.
And I'd love to have your job because it beats being unemployed right now.
Yeah, amen to that.
Yeah.
I'm on
I like anything right now.
What do they say? All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. All play, no work.
Well, the problem with me is that I'm white collar in a blue collar neighborhood. There's just no jobs that I'm going to be able to do right now, and I can't go out for internships because I don't know what my life's going to be like in a year.
That was boring to begin with, so whatever. Work, play, doesn't matter.
So how was your work week, though?
My work week?
Mhm.
Oh, kicking my ass. But at least the lights are still on.
Yeah, amen to that.
It's a good thing, Six. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So what about the rest of you guys? Anything interesting happened since last week? In your birth?
I got Darkest Dungeon for my Switch, and I am regret buying it on Switch because I only just realized there's not only a Steam Workshop but Nexus mods for it.
Yeah. Other than my brother's
There's-
obsession with Warhammer, he fucking shoved me into the store and we started buying some miniatures and shit. That's about it.
Oh, what'd you get?
You're right back.
Space Wolves.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way,
fucking
Scooby, if you haven't already noticed, I've been posting a few pictures and such for your inspiration.
All I
Awesome.
gotta say about that is, there is some cool stuff that they have for the Space Wolves. They don't have a codex yet, so hoping for that. Plus, if any rumors abound are going to be true, then you might even be seeing Lehman Russ returning.
Oh boy.
Yeah, they had, of course, Reboot Gilliman come back, and then 2 Chaos Primarchs. So the rumors are abound that Lehman Russ will be the next Loyalist Primarch that will return.
Oh boy, the memes out of that.
Mm-hmm.
I used my first paycheck this summer to get the Crossman 1377 air pistol, and already it's having problems. The pin holding the pump, not sure if you guys know what a 1377 is, but it's a pump gun, and one of the pins has come out, and I spent all day today trying to get it out and get it back in, and it's a pain in the ass, so I'll probably have to take it to a shop or something to get it fixed. But
just a brief segue here. I'm going to be jumping in and out. I have some tasty chicken cooking in the oven, so
Where's mine?
well, I'll have to plant my cats for
I
it.
think a certain Dick Daddy Foster already killed it.
Damn it!
Yeah, he likes to choke them chickens.
Damn it!
He likes to choke the chicken and choke his chicken.
Oh boy.
While choking the chicken.
That's to choke all the chickens.
There you go. There you go, Cass.
Not mine.
This is the Forge World model for Lehman Russ.
Oh, that's the Horus Heresy.
Mm-hmm.
Is this before he got thrown into the Eye of Terror kind of thing, or thrown something? I can't remember.
Well, he got put into the Eye of Terror when the 13th Company went in there after Abaddon. But yeah,
Okay,
This is
I'm
before
told
that.
Cass, the Horus Heresy is like 30K, and you should read it because it sort of sets up the politics and world for 40K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
The
apparently, it's
the
like
most I got from the lore was Horus had a bitch fit.
Well, essentially what it was is that he was led to fall to chaos by the chaos-tainted chaplain Erebus of the word bearers, and pretty much became all 4 gods' chosen champion. And then he led half of the Space Marines in a civil war against the Emperor.
Okay, but if we don't nip this in the bud right now, it's going to turn into a Warhammer lore stream.
Yeah.
Well, you were going to say something, weren't you, Irv? Before we went on Warhammer, you had a point. Yeah, you had something you were going to say.
Just that. Read that. I'm told that'll help. At least the first like 6 to 10 books, and then you'll have a good handle on the lore, or you'll have a good base to learn the lore.
No, I meant I was asking you about how your week was.
Oh,
before we were
okay.
going to make a point, yeah.
Not a point. Just I train people in the warehouse to do all kinds of jobs, and a buddy of mine who's also on the training team, he's got the same sick sense of humor that I do. Now, I don't know if he's trying to hook me up or if he's trying to set me up, because he runs the class and I do the on-site training, but he always determines which trainer gets which new employee, and he always gives me the hot young girls. I don't know. Is he trying to get me in trouble? Is he just like, yeah, here? Because you end up behind them while they're doing the work in the truck, right? And it's getting warmer, so everyone's wearing less and less clothes. So I don't know if he's trying to do me a solid or if he wants to see me like cross
Squirm.
lines and go down real bad. Like,
No,
Maybe it's both.
no. If he wants to put you under, he'll me too you.
He might actually just be doing it for shits and giggles, Irv. Seriously, it could just be that he's bored and he's getting his rocks off by sticking you with all the hot chicks.
yeah, I mean, on the other hand, I'm not mad at it because
Yeah, seriously. There are worse things to complain about.
Sir, I appreciate your sense of humor.
He might
anyway,
just want to be. He might want to just live vicariously through you.
perhaps.
That could be it.
Some of these girls are very young, and if they have any kind of daddy issue, the fact that I am their instructor and I'm working alongside them occasionally, sometimes I can have an effect on women, especially in that position of power.
Irving further proves he is Canadian Trump.
Grab him by the pussy.
Like, no shit. That is
Those that like
your
me
grab my
like
pussy
a
line if
lot.
somebody finds this.
Gotta grab him by the pussy.
Well, speaking about grabbing people by the pussy, I have a story for everybody tonight. It's from Colleen Bernier, our senior Florida correspondent. I don't know if this actually is a Florida man story, but
Awesome.
okay. So, get this. He was driving drunk while having sex, all with a baby in the back seat. Now he's been sentenced.
That's
Jesus.
multitasking.
Wow.
Yep.
I can actually think of a Florida story that's stupider.
This is a I guess the Ultron of multitasking Florida man story. Anyway, the man who crashed into a tree near La Grande while driving drunk and allegedly having sex, all while a baby was in the vehicle, has been sentenced. Michael Gene Tonkin, 22, pleaded guilty Tuesday to vehicular assault, reckless endangerment, driving with a suspended license, and failing to have an ignition interlock device in the vehicle. Pierce County Superior Court Judge Shelley Spear gave Tonkin 2 years of prison. Only 2 years. The crash happened November 22nd on Mountain Highway East when the Ford Taurus that Tonkin was driving missed a curve and crashed into a tree. Yeah, you miss the curves when you're banging some chick while you're driving drunk. Troopers who responded found a 3-month-old in the back seat. The child was not injured. The baby's mother was hospitalized with broken bones, and Tonkin suffered a broken wrist and injuries to his lower arm and leg. I wonder what position they were in. Witnesses said Tonkin had been having sex with a woman while driving, according to charging papers. The investigators found beer bottles and a bottle of liquor in the floorboards. According to court records, Tonkin's blood alcohol level was 0.14, which is above the legal limit of 0.08. Court records show Tonkin had previous convictions for driving under the influence and that he was not supposed to drive vehicles without an ignition interlock device. He had money trouble after suffering a head injury while in jail and only recalls flashes of the crash, according to evaluations filed with the court in May.
Oh, it's safe. It's safe to only recall flashes of the crash. Yeah. If you recall the whole thing, that's self-incrimination.
Yeah.
You know, at the
No. I'm glad you brought up self-incrimination. I was running errands around here, and I actually picked up on one of the rock stations. Who, I'm sorry, Tara, they apparently had a hate boner for Florida that day because they're just all the crazy stories were about Florida.
Jesus Christ.
One of them involved a man who attempted to rob a liquor store right before. And the story goes, he was mad that they carded him for alcohol, so he essentially pulled out a movie quote. Remember my face. Okay, like shortly after they get robbed by someone in a mask. They have no idea. Anonymous tip comes in, and they basically put the guy who did it in a police lineup. The grand irony is the cashier did indeed remember his face. He picked the perfect quote to screw himself over with.
Yeah. Well, I can do you one better here. Here's an Alabama woman story. In Forestdale, Alabama.
Aww, Alabama woman. We can't
tell my brother.
We can't do Alabama memes. We can't do Alabama man memes.
That's Alabama woman. Woman accused of using sex as a weapon in bank robbery attempt.
I've heard of the Sex Pistols, but I think this is taking it a bit too far.
Yep. Alabama authorities are investigating a bank robbery where sex was the weapon of choice. Al.com reports the case of a woman who allegedly presented a bank manager with a choice: either give her $6,000 and be rewarded with a sexual favor, or turn her down and face an assault accusation. Hashtag me too. 24-year-old Rachel Camille Calhoun was charged Thursday with attempted extortion and theft. Jefferson County Sheriff's Deputy Randy Christian said deputies responded Wednesday morning to a report of a woman demanding money at Regions Bank in Forestdale. Calhoun was taken into custody when they arrived. Christian said the deputies saved this employee from something. I'm not sure exactly what, but we saved him from something. The newspaper doesn't say if Calhoun has a lawyer.
I'm going to guess the wrath of his wife.
I'm kind of gonna have to wonder if, like, even if she had taken her offer, she would have fucked him and then tried to charge him with extortion or assault anyway.
Probably.
Yeah, you don't win that game by playing it. You just push the silent alarm and stop the game.
Why do I get the feeling that this woman's black by her middle name, Camille? Is there something?
I don't know. Camille's where I'm from are generally Caucasian.
Are they really?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm just thinking of Bill Cosby's wife, Camille, for some reason.
Camille goes all over the place.
Yeah, it's one of those ethnically neutral names.
Mm.
But hey, not to be outdone, brazen couple filmed having sex on grave before bragging they did it for 45 minutes.
This is new. Dude, I don't know how many times I've had sex in a cemetery.
Well, were you filmed doing it?
Well, seeing that,
Not that I'm aware of.
Well,
okay, I'm just going to go out
That's
on
what
a limb,
happened
and
to
I'm
these
pretty sure some goth couples already beat them to the punch on that one.
Yeah. Let's see. Scott Elwood filmed the couple at the Holy Trinity Parish Church in Shaw, Greater Manchester, and reported the incident to police. This is a British story, apparently. A brazen couple were filmed having sex on a gravestone in broad daylight in a churchyard frequented by children. Bragged they did it for 45 minutes. Well, I think the guy's exaggerating. Anyhow, the dog walker Scott Elwood spotted the pair's antics when he was passing through the Holy Trinity Parish Church in Shaw, Greater Manchester, and was so outraged he decided to film the explicit scenes.
Oh yes,
Well, I guarantee he wasn't that outraged. He went home and masturbated before taking it to.
I'm not sure he did that, but I guarantee that there was no measure of outrage.
No,
if there was outrage, you called the police or told them to stop.
Yeah, if there was outrage, you'd like go into the mid-coitus and say, "Get the fuck out of here!"
No, get the hell out of here! There are children in this park or this cemetery.
Yeah, and they're dead. Okay, the explicit footage sees the woman believed to be in her 30s lying on the gravestone as the couple romp away. Disgusted that the pair didn't stop their exploits despite seeing him, the 20-year-old heckled them, calling them scruffy cunts.
You scruffy cunts.
Scruffy cunt.
Then he shouts,
No, plural. That says something.
Yeah. Then he shouts, on a fucking grave? That's fucking wrong, that mate. I can't really do the accent. Scott passed the footage.
Mate.
That's fucking wrong, mate.
Scott passed the footage, which was filmed on the 29th of May at around 7:30 p.m. to police, but was appalled when the offending man contacted him to brag about his alfresco antics. The man, believed to be in his 30s, claimed to be not arsed and told Scott to get a life and stop perving on people. He went on to encourage Scott to do the same, telling him to have some fun in his life and take a risk now and again, claiming he too would feel the buzz of being caught.
I feel like this is the type of story where no one really wins.
Yeah.
No one wins. Someone loses comparatively little.
Yeah, you got this freaky couple doing it, and they're gonna get arrested, and then you have this other guy who looks like a fucking perv because he took video of them.
I don't think they're going to jail. I think it's like fine, like public indecency or something.
No, it is the UK. Who knows?
Well, it's the UK, and that works in two different directions, and it might cancel each other out. You got to remember, they're more to the left. They're more quote unquote sexually liberated, I would think.
I'm surprised I haven't heard a "Oi, you got a license for that, mate?"
I think this is just a bit too weird for that one. It's not
You're right.
mundane enough.
Yeah.
The man filming. No, you better have a license for that.
Oh yeah. Isn't there? There's like talk about in the UK like you needing to have a license to be a journalist or something. So yeah, you need to apply for a government license to film shit and talk about.
I haven't heard anything like that. What I have heard is that whole Article 20 thing going on. Something the EU wants to charge you for linking shit now.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that one bit. There's no fucking way. Even if they pass it, there's going to be no fucking way they're going to enforce it because everybody's just going to VPN over to the United States.
Considering the massive backlash the UK received after the whole Tommy Robinson thing, I think it's fair to say that public pressure is largely against this type of censorship. You know, like dude, that Tommy Robinson thing and like what is it? The changes.org is like almost 1 million signatures now. So yeah. People are not going to. People are going to be angry. People are going to be outraged, and
Tommy Robinson has my condolences. I didn't really sign the petition. One, because I don't really remember seeing anybody linking to it, and two, I think the last time I did that, I ended up getting a whole bunch of junk mail from Change.org, and I don't want to get their junk mail anymore.
I gotta say, I did sign the petition, and now I am getting all that spam. And I'm gonna have to. I haven't gotten around to unsubscribing, but I'm gonna have to do that.
Well, you ask me. It's honestly a good font for some of the stupid shit because they don't political leaning check it at all. I think I signed one thing I signed one thing and I ended up getting a whole bunch of leftist stuff for the rest of the year.
Ban the police. Change.org.
I didn't get that one, but I think I ended up getting a whole bunch of like the gun about those Parkland gun control fetishists.
Speaking of Parkland, I'm not sure if we're going to talk about this later, but the whole David Hogg getting swatted thing is another big thing.
Oh yeah.
So that's what happened. No, I thought it was the other way around. David Hogg was the one doing something, and he actually had to get the cops on him.
6. I don't mean to jump the gun. No pun intended. If you still have more stories.
Let's see. Yeah, I got a few more stories actually. Let's see.
You got a few more stories. You got a few more stories. I'm just admiring my golf club.
Well, while he's digging up his stories there, Tim Pool actually did an interview with the guy that's claiming to have swatted Hogg.
I didn't watch it yet.
I saw that.
It sounds like it could be legit, and I haven't seen any arguments against it because they actually supplied the audios of the SWAT calls.
I hope the guy gets arrested.
Wait. One question: when you say it was legit, as in David Hogg was doing something that him getting the SWAT team called on him, or that it was a legit swatting?
No.
It was legit that the
guy in the video was the guy who swatted him.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was just a bit ambiguous.
But yeah, if that is the guy, I hope he gets arrested. He did a terrible thing, and I'm not gonna support it.
Yeah.
Swatting people is a shitty thing.
Well, it's bad optics anyway.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm just gonna say this about David Hogg. You know, if you're gonna go to a meme war with some trolls on the internet, you know, did you honestly expect anything different? Probably not.
But
this is just a victim card thing.
It wastes police resources. It damages property. It's just not a good thing.
I'm not justifying it whatsoever. I'm just saying, you know, you're gonna challenge some trolls on the internet. Expect shit to happen.
Yeah.
Expect shit to happen, but that doesn't necessarily mean that shit isn't any less shitty.
And it also doesn't mean that the stuff that they do shouldn't go without consequences as well. I mean, if you swat someone, you shouldn't expect to get away scot-free without some type of repercussions for doing that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the thing of it is, with Hogg and that other one, the chick with the military jacket.
The Parkland nut jobs.
Gonzalez, Goblin.
Yeah, her, the one with the big nose. The thing is with these kids, the left is dangling them like piñatas to get people to swing at them. That way it gives them shit to talk about. I'm just surprised it took this long for something like that to happen to that kid. So I'll be honest.
Well, you got to remember, as of right now, the right's a lot more sane than the left.
Honestly, I thought that people had stopped talking about them for a while. It seemed like things had died down a lot. Like the whole March for Our Lives thing wasn't really as relevant anymore. And then like there was that whole thing about, oh, we're going to travel across the country in a fucking bus and charge people to listen to us tell them how evil they are for supporting guns. And
I remember seeing something about that one. Sticks made a video on it. I think it was. Yeah. I think it was pretty much just going to be the ultimate argumentum ad baculum. They're gonna like show up and force people to do shit, and that's just like, I'm gonna laugh at you for that. That's the same type of shit that was pulled around Gamergate, and it's just you're not gonna fucking win. You're not gonna win.
The tactic of the left is, or one of the tactics is to go up to the common man or the common person and basically just talk down to them and basically say how stupid they are, and they somehow think that that's gonna win them over. You know?
Yeah. Didn't the French try that in the 1770s? I don't think it worked out well for the entire country.
Remember that?
No. What I think the left is trying to do is argue to the crowd, saying, "Oh, we're so much better than these people." What's ended up happening is nobody's buying it anymore.
Yeah.
When they say the way they say it makes it sound like they're saying we're also better than you, and we're always going to be better than you. You're a bunch of idiots.
See, that's the See, that is the inherent flaw in virtue signaling and why it's not working. It's not necessarily that the tactics flawed. It's just the left doesn't have the facts to back it up.
Yeah, and while they do it, it makes it sound like they're talking down to everybody.
Yeah, like I could virtue signal against welfare, and I could do it well, but it works because I have the facts.
But it's not virtue signaling; it's just telling you how it is.
You do not understand that I intend to reclaim the moral high ground regarding welfare.
Go ahead.
Like the whole premise is just take the Democrats still want you on the plantation. They just figured out a new way to do it. So I'm going to essentially say, yes, I want you to succeed completely, and I want to make it as open as possible for you. And there are very powerful moral arguments that actually can be made against welfare.
Yeah, there's tons of them that can be made against welfare.
Could it also be just as possible that, mentioning the fact that David Hogg and Le Goblin hasn't had a lot of attention, could it be possible that maybe there might be something suspicious around this whole swatting thing all of a sudden? Like,
Well,
maybe,
we said Tim Pool got an interview with it. Tim Pool's
rejuvenate the story. Like, are you saying it might just be a conspiracy about the left trying to rejuvenate the narrative?
Well, I mean, it's not like, things in Gamergate legitimately happened. Like, gamers totally did a certain thing, right, Anita?
Could it be
Well, I bring up Gamergate. It's the whole one person somewhere took it too far, and then the whole shit exploded. Well, I think that's what happened in this one.
Wait. I think I got what Cass is driving at. You're saying you think that maybe the kid who called it in, because just so it would look legit, you're saying that it was like an inside job.
I'm saying that the thing about Democrats you have to realize is that they will do anything in order to drive up anything. So don't be surprised if, let's say, the story you're being told isn't actually genuine or completely factual.
Well, true. I know someone mentioned that apparently Tim Pool managed to get the guy who supposedly did it on whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how do we know that really is the guy? He could be wrong.
Well, no. We don't. But Mentistry, it sounds like you've seen it.
Yeah, I watched.
I remember you making a comment to the effect of you thought it was legit.
Well, Tim. It seems legit, and there's good, strong reason to believe it. And the reason the kid gave for doing it, because it was fun. And the kid sounds like a fucking psychopath.
That's old school fucking 4chan anonymous doing shit for the lulz. Like, and yeah, maybe on some level, like I have the dark kind of sense of humor where I can see it's funny. On the other hand, this guy literally tried to murder David Hogg with police. Right? Like,
yeah, and the evidence that the swatter gave was he supplied the actual 911 calls that he made.
Yeah, I heard those. They're fucking disturbing. He talks about tying bombs to their feet and how he stabbed the guy and killed him.
Well, yeah, he said he stabbed him in the neck and he was unconscious as far as he knew. And the mother and the father, he had strapped pipe bombs to them.
But I was gonna say, like, you bring up Gamergate. It is interesting because, like, one of the things. Well, I don't remember if this is Gamergate specifically, but like, there was a moment where Iniga Sarkeesian was like claiming that a bunch of people were harassing her.
Well, I'm building off of. Have you seen PSA Sitch's little summary of Gamergate?
I've seen Medicare's summary of Gamergate.
Well, I bring up Sitch's specifically because he condensed the whole thing into like a 7-minute video. I think it's a good way of building off of it, and I'm going with his general explanation. I got in the boat just late enough to miss most of Medicare. So if he's done a better job, I'll concede he's done a better job. But at least from what Sitch was talking about, what if the whole reason everybody essentially got up on the stage and said you're all sexists is because this one troll, we don't even know his name, we don't even need to know his name, basically sent the stereotypical poorly worded threat to her that she flipped out, and that's what's kicked it off.
Well, the thing there, if we're talking about the same thing, I believe, I forget her name, but I believe there's that she actually fabricated.
It was either Wu or Quinn, one of the two.
Yeah,
there's evidence that she fabricated the tweet that she actually wrote that to generate this narrative of her being a victim.
Yeah, it was a meme that was being used.
Obviously, swatting is a lot more extreme than faking a tweet. But I guess you could make that argument that there are cases of people fabricating stuff to make them look like the victim in order to generate publicity.
Yeah, and that occurred after Gamergate had already kicked off.
It was Zoe Quinn who did that.
Okay, but hold on. Gamergate 2014, right?
2014-ish. I think it was a little bit. I think it was a little bit earlier because I think that's when I started college, and that's when I kind of found out about it.
Let me bullet point what I know of it, and someone correct me where I'm wrong when I'm finished, please. So, Zoe Quinn makes a shitty text-based game, and it gets all these great reviews in like 4 or 5 different online and maybe even paper magazines. People find out because apparently she was cheating on her boyfriend to give blowjobs and fuck dudes to give her good reviews on her piece of shit game. Bear with me. Suddenly, people investigating this because the boyfriend and some of the writers come clean about it, find out that money, sex, and power are actually skewing the reviews in gaming media or gaming journalism.
Yeah, ethics and journalism.
The gamers freak the fuck out and say, we can't have this. We want legitimate journalism in our games. And then, because people are saying this chick is giving blowjobs for reviews, which she's doing, she and a bunch of others start saying, "Oh, it's all this sexism," and they twist what was called Gamergate by, I believe it was Stephen Baldwin, who labeled it Gamergate.
Yeah,
well, gate on everything that's supposed to be some sort of conspiracy or whatever, right?
What kicked it off was all these game websites. These reviewers and whatnot, they all banded together. There was about 14 or 15 of them, and they all put out basically
Gamers for Dead articles.
Yes, exactly. And then that's when they kicked off.
Sorry.
No, I'm done.
I was going to say there was a point where Milo Yiannopoulos, who I'm sure you all are familiar with, I forget the name of it, but he basically exposed the secret organization of game journalists and game writers and creators.
The Game Journal Pros list?
You'll have to look up the details yourself. I'm not too familiar, but basically it kind of exposed that these people knew what was going on, that there was this massive conflict of interest of people sleeping with journalists to get good reviews, and they were intentionally trying to cover it up. And that kind of took it to another level.
I could bring up my understanding of the events. Gamergate didn't truly start until all the Gamers Are Dead articles appeared, because before that it was really up in the air how many people were actually talking about Zoe Quinn, Brianna Wu, and all those beforehand. What really made the controversy and cemented it was the fact that you had all these articles basically just standing up, going in front of the entire gaming industry, as it were, and saying, "You're all sexists." That's what kicked off Gamergate. And that's
I found the thing. It
really made it into the scandal.
In September 2014, Milo Yiannopoulos, vocal critic of feminism and left-wing ideologies, published leaked discussions from a mailing list for gaming journalists called Game Journal Pros on the Breitbart News website. They saw the mailing list as evidence of collusion among journalists. The list's founder acknowledged, suggesting that journalists write an open letter of support to Quinn in response to the harassment she was facing. With that, other members of the list had rejected his suggestion and helped him understand why his idea was inappropriate.
Well, I'm trying to get at why this whole thing got started to begin with, because without the controversy starting, you wouldn't have Milo Yiannopoulos looking into it to begin with.
Oh yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, the Game Journal Pros list, Anita Sarkeesian, even that's just the cream.
My
the
question
cream on the shit sundae.
Did Stephen Baldwin call it Gamergate before they tried to twist it into, oh, every gamer is sexist?
Yes. Gamergate was said by someone just merely commenting on it before it got maligned.
So when regular people who know what had happened call it Gamergate, they're referring to the actual conspiracy that Mentis was talking about these groups of people, or groups of, different reviewers from different online magazines, all taking money, sex, and or power and then somebody twisted it saying, no, it's basically all gamers are sexist.
Okay.
They're either referring to that, or they're referring to the whole controversy as an internet force, if you will. It was this thing that happened around then. The details might get a little bit muddy, but ultimately why it became as big as it was is not necessarily for the same reasons it was a controversy.
Is there, if I interject, please? Because
that's fine.
Literally jumped into a completely different conversation type of topic. So the reason why I mentioned the whole Gamergate shit is because of a lot of the weird circumstances behind it that sparked it off, and the weird things on 4chan, which didn't seem genuine. And the reason why I bring this up was because I find the whole David Hogg thing rather interesting. The fact that he went around going, oh, I want to go to war against the trolls and see how that goes, right? And the fact that not too long after he goes like, oh, I want to go to war, I want to start a meme war, that he gets SWAT. I'm just saying from my personal experience, we didn't really need a conversation about Gamergate about it. I was just making jabs. The whole point was, a lot of this seems very interesting. There's not a lot of coincidences. I mean, after all, anyone can use 4chan, and that's one of the main problems with it. Anyone can use 4chan. Anyone can.
Well, I start that certain optic could be applied, but once you watch the Tim Pool interview, it'll start expanding your thoughts on it.
Well,
so if I had to sum up what you're going to say about it, Mentistry, it would be, we have no evidence to the contrary to suggest that the person on the Tim Pool interview wasn't the guy who did it.
Yeah, at the very least.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that kind of just the best thing? Because I don't necessarily think we've gone to rush to the condemnation, because Warfox brings up a good point. That wouldn't be the first time we've seen someone essentially pull this. What's the term for it? It's not double agent. It's false flag. I think false flag's a term.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just saying, because as far as I see it, and as far as I look into it, and even that video you mentioned, I have a hard time believing that this is all coincidental, that this is someone going to the extreme out of nowhere. Because if this was the case, then it would be a lot more than just one guy doing it. Okay, 4chan is not necessarily always about one guy doing one thing. If they wanted to really go after a Hog, they would have done it as a group. And you would have already known that by now.
It would have been made more sense if it had been done like several months ago when the March for Our Lives thing was still really big.
Hold on.
now that it's kind of died down, like you said, it almost seems like it's an attempt by the
I have thoughts
There's-
too, but Irving wanted to say
I'm
something.
just saying it seems strange. I'm just saying I'm not trying too hard to say one way or another. I'm trying to say be skeptical of this because, quite frankly, from what I can see and from what I've experienced and all this shit, I have a hard time believing that this kid or what the fuck ever is actually
you have a point. You have a point, Cass. I'm not going to deny that. I have some thoughts about Irving.
Okay. 4chan is ridiculously fluid for exactly the reason that Cass said, that basically anyone can use it and everyone is anonymous. The times it coalesces into something like more solid, that they're actually going after people, they have hundreds of women wetting themselves on Twitter with hashtag piss for equality. They get people to hashtag dicks out for Harambe.
Oh no, like the Shia LaBeouf
but
capture
one
the flag.
asshole. Yes, yeah. See that stuff. Oh my God, they can weaponize their autism, but one asshole who's actually more like a mildly intelligent psychopath who decides to swat David Hogg. Because guess what? Do you know why that never happened? Nothing ever happened to David Hogg with the 4chan bullshit, 4chan weaponized autism, because he's not worth it.
Mm-hmm.
But one asshole might hate him so much that he would swat him.
Well, I wouldn't call it hate.
claim.
I wouldn't call it hate, and I'll agree with Cass that I don't think this is a coincidence one bit. However, I don't necessarily think that impacts that really has much bearing because David Hogg called out the internet.
All things, sure, but he called out the internet, and the internet was like, "Fuck, you can kick and you can scream, but the left can't meme."
It's kind of like, it's probably from three different camps. It's either some guy who genuinely meant to harm David Hogg or his family. Mm-hmm. 2, it was some guy who wanted to fuck with him in a really messed up way. Or 3, it could possibly be some type of hoax by the left deliberately to rejuvenate the relevancy of the whole March for Our Lives thing, because the popularity of it had been dying down. So I could see this idea of the left trying to make themselves the victim by fabricating this whole event.
I can understand that as well. On the other hand, that's a whole lot of effort, risk, danger for literally nothing, because David Hogg's not even worth it to 4chan. To the fucking autist, the weaponized autist didn't go after him. Why would the left try and use him like a sacrificial lamb? He's literally not worth it for either side. So this is more like one random psychopath.
Yeah,
that's easier for me to believe.
If it was coordinated, there would almost certainly be screenshots of the people talking about it on the boards. You know, that's normally what happens with all these major.
There would either be screenshots of it, or I think 4chan is smart enough to know that swatting generally doesn't end well, so they'd probably just go for a more. I don't want to say subtle because that's not the right word, but they wouldn't use swatting. They'd probably just end up mailing pizzas. They'd probably end up mailing pizzas to his door or something.
They genuinely don't try to do things that are really illegal, at least not like life-threatening. I think like most of the stuff they do is, I wouldn't say harmless, but there's a line that they tend not to cross.
He'd get a note saying this. He'd get a note saying you can't beat the internet or something.
Yeah, I mean, they normally don't try to get people killed. You know what I mean?
See, the thing about 4chan, they know where their danger comes from. They know where the bad optics are, so they don't generally do anything that fucked up unless it's their enemies that do it first, like CNN when someone got doxxed over that joke.
About the Trump wrestling thing.
Yeah, that guy got doxxed, and then 4chan responded with doxing every single fucking personnel of the CNN.
I've got to believe that I think if I can summarize what we've established here, it's fairly safe to say that whoever did this was a lone wolf.
Yeah.
But what we can't establish is whether this person was doing it for their own reasons or doing it because this is a false flagging operation.
I do, however, this is my opinion. If it's not worth weaponized autism, it's not worth a false flag. So it's easier for me to believe this is just some random 14, 15-year-old psycho who's been mildly radicalized and knows a few things about computers and swatted David Hogg because he doesn't like him.
Here's the other thing, though. If it was really coordinated, you'd think they'd be able to figure out that he wasn't home at the time that they were swatting.
Exactly. Fuck, if they can find a flag in the middle of a goddamn field based on star charts and airplane pathways, they would know where David Hogg was.
Yeah, that's really interesting because that seems pretty interesting. The fact they got swatted at the same time he was not in the fucking house.
Unless you want to say that their point wasn't to get him killed, but to say, oh, we know where you live, we can fuck with you whenever we want.
Well, see, that's the thing, Smurf. People already know how to do that. It's called sending random pizzas.
If it was coordinated, you'd probably be start seeing screenshots of people saying, "Hey, this is what we're gonna do now. We're gonna do this at this time."
It would exist.
Stuff like that being posted. That's every time 4chan is coordinated. There's screenshots of it. With the capture of the flag, there are screenshots of it. You know.
But I mean, I'm just looking at the stack, right? One crazy guy did a thing. Because of this, maybe. Because of this other thing, maybe. Because of this other thing, maybe. We have literally no evidence for the maybes except we're conspiracy theorists, all of us, and we like to find that shit.
Yeah.
But this is why earlier I said when I was trying to sum up Mentistry's point, we don't have any evidence to the contrary. I think in both instances this is true. We don't know enough about it. We just simply don't.
I think if
I would love to talk about this. I would love to talk about this more, but it sounds like we got a lot on our plate today. So let's keep this chaos train moving.
All right.
You know, I think you sell yourself a little bit short there, bartender. You're a lot better at this than I think you give yourself credit. I was just thinking to myself, I was musing over it. If you come with us to more, I want to try to get a backpack, like from Ace Ventura 2 when nature calls, and just like, you know, if I get into too bad of a conversation, just turn around and whip you and throw you at people. Like, yeah, all right, that does it. I'm losing this conversation. I'm using my secret weapon.
That would be fun.
You dealt with me, now you got to face the kid, and he's ruthless.
Amen.
No, seriously, you guys are good at this. I'm listening to you, and I'm listening to Smurt, and I'm listening to Cass. That's why I didn't say nothing. I didn't want to interrupt the three of you, because you're kicking this around, and I'm listening to it like, Jesus, these kids are amazing.
Well, I'll honestly, like I said, I'd love to continue on with this, but from the way you and Six are selling this, it sounds like this week was a very eventful week. I think we had at least better get to the namesake of the stream.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I don't know. Is Six still balls deep in his chicken? Because, you know, I know.
I would say he's balls deep, but judging from how long he's been gone, I think he's about molars deep.
Who are you talking about?
You know, they just built a new Chick-fil-A like 20 minutes from my house.
I still haven't been there. You know, I just never got around to it.
You never been to Chick-fil-A?
I just never got around to it.
Scooby, it's not worth it. Their food is awful.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, the fuck I do.
No, you don't.
Jesus.
I am the connoisseur of Chick-fil-A, okay?
Floridian self-fried chicken, baby. If she says it's good, it ain't good.
Okay, as a
my taste
connoisseur of fast food, and being from a very road tripping family, I like Chick-fil-A. It is the best chicken place I have ever gone to.
We agree
out
on
of Popeye.
It's fucking nasty.
Okay, I have been to KFC. I've been to Popeyes.
To McDonald's.
I've been to McDonald's. Good God. McDonald's does not serve food. I am firmly convinced that they do not serve food.
Fucking buns can 20 years old
McDonald's
and look so
does not
bad.
serve food. They serve Soylent Green, and it is good.
Soylent Green is people!
Why the fuck
Soylent Green is edible. Good. Okay. No, but Tara, I will fight you on this one. I think Chick-fil-A, out of all the fast food restaurants, serves the best chicken.
Plus, they're Christian. They're good Christian restaurant.
I don't even give a shit. I don't even give a shit about that.
They can go fuck a dog on that as far as I care.
Okay. You know what the one time they opened on Sunday was? It was to feed people who are coming to donate blood for the victims of the Pulse nightclub shooting. And I say God bless them for that.
That's nice of them that they did that. You know, honestly, it's hard. I've never had it because the ones in Manhattan, you can't get in. Because what happened was the left like protested them because they were a Christian business. New York has millions of people in it, and believe it or not, they're all not Muslims and Jews. There's tons of Catholics. Holy shit, are there Catholics everywhere? I happen to be one of them. There's Christians all over the place.
I was raised Catholic.
Yeah, I was raised Catholic too. I mean, you know, I know that the you know, like the sun doesn't revolve around the earth at this point, and the earth isn't flat. So you know, you can't really be Catholic anymore once you get past a certain age. I just hate saying that, you know, like dogmatically speaking. Like you can still adhere to the values like I adhere to, you know, but I mean the dogma is oh my god, is it medieval? But hey,
don't worry, I get it. There's a reason I don't get. I'm not denominational.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like there's so many Christians around here. Like it was the worst thing that the left could have did was sit there and try to protest because the Christians took it personal. You can't get into a Chick-fil-A in Manhattan. It don't happen. It's packed. There's, you know, it's wall to wall. Harley Quinn's happy hour asked me, am I Italian Catholic? Well, technically, I'm Sicilian, hon. A little bit better.
Yeah, I can confirm for whatever reason there is a guaranteed 50-50 chance, and this is speaking of all the Chick-fil-A's at once, not the ones in Manhattan. I think it's safe to say your city's special in that regard.
Yeah.
That it will be absolutely packed. But the other amazing thing I've seen is that I don't think I have ever seen a restaurant handle a packed house better.
Well, I'll tell you guys, the night before the Chick-fil-A in our town opened,
people camp out, right?
What?
People camp out, right?
Yeah, there was like 20 or 30 tents set up, and there is like a chain link fence around them so that, like, I guess people couldn't like fuck around with their tents. I filmed it. I wish I still had it, but I deleted it from my phone a few days ago. But yeah, it was just insane to see these people were so excited for chicken that they
no, that's like a Chick-fil-A tradition type of thing.
Well, see, here's the thing though. There's another Chick-fil-A that's like 20 minutes away from there. But these people just wanted to go in that particular location so badly.
No, it's not so much that they want to go to that one so badly. It's that every Chick-fil-A that opens has this ritual where people just congregate outside of it.
Is there a promotion involved?
Oh, yeah.
Yes and no. I don't think it's so much a promotion so much as it is apparently somebody did it and now it's just associated.
For our restaurant, they offered people gift cards where they could choose from one of 3 different sandwiches for free. So you could get either a regular chicken sandwich, a spicy chicken sandwich, or a grilled chicken sandwich for free on the opening day.
Yeah, ours didn't do that. They're pieces of shit.
Okay.
Yeah, that might explain why you hate it, Tara.
Hashtag not all.
No, that's not why I hate it. I've had the fucking food. It's nasty.
Compare it to KFC.
I'd rather eat KFC.
Is better than Chick-fil-A.
I would rather eat KFC. Honestly, I'd rather eat dog food.
Wow.
You know what I miss?
There's one final test. There's one final test. Would you rather eat Popeyes?
Fuck yes.
Oh god, woman.
I've never been to Popeyes.
Popeyes is really good. You know what I miss? And I don't know if this is a regional thing. I don't know if you guys had it over by you. Pudgy's. You remember Pudgy's chicken?
That must be a regional. Hasn't made it out here yet.
Yeah, we don't have a Pudgy's.
They closed down a few years ago. They were the main competition to KFC up here. We have Popeyes up here now, and I'll be honest, I kind of like Popeye's chicken a lot better now. I went to KFC last week, and holy shit, was it horrible. Like, I actually got up and asked the guy in the restaurant, I'm like, is it just me, or does this chicken taste like shit?
Now, mind you, I've had Chick-fil-A, KFC, Popeyes, all that before I stopped eating a lot of fried foods, mainly fried chicken, because I cooked it damn near 24/7 working in a deli. So that'll kill you on wanting to eat fried chicken.
Well,
I don't know. I love that smell.
I was going to say about KFC. I think our family's like has like the exception because the KFC where we live is actually pretty good. Like the food they serve there is, I would say, fairly decent. So I was kind of surprised when I started hearing people say how bad KFC was.
I think both KFC and Popeyes have the same issue where quality varies wildly between.
Well, here's the thing.
restaurants.
Apparently, KFC is far more popular in like China and Japan than it is in the country where it was founded, the United States. Over in Japan,
the problem is I've been to like I've been to like a really bad KFC, and I don't think they're actually situated in places where the employees will take care of it. Because I went to a place where I could just tell that my popcorn chicken had grease all over it. The bathroom had run out of toilet paper. The bathroom had run out of toilet paper, and I think it ran out of paper toweling too. Not to mention the cleanliness of the area.
See, that's the thing. We never eat inside the KFC.
What?
We never ate inside the KFC. We always got drive-through, so we never really had the experience.
Right.
Well,
I
could say, having had Popeyes by proxy, I think the same thing is the case because Popeyes is poor man's chicken.
Well, I'll teach you guys the trick that I figured out since, like I said, I went to KFC last week and it was garbage. I went there in the beginning of this week, and I just grabbed the gravy from KFC, and I got the chicken from Popeyes, and it was on like Donkey Kong. That's the secret. Seriously, you just got to hit them both. Yeah.
Yeah. So was chicken on the list of the topics?
I don't know how it got brought up.
Six is still.
Six's fault.
Yeah, he's still making love to his dinner. That's why.
Guys, I need to show you something. I'm way off topic, but I have to screen share here.
Okay.
And I have to show you my boy Craig Bragg. He got himself some fancy cowboy. Okay. All right, and they're fucking wonderful, right? They're gorgeous, very pretty. Cost them a pretty nickel, I'm sure. And I say nickel because we don't have pennies in Canada. But now check this fucking shit out. Hold on. Come on. Do it. Stupid computer. Here's my man. Here's my man, Craig.
Awesome. Nice. The Canadian kid.
This shit suits him, okay? Look at this. That's awesome. He should have been Albertan. That's what I'm thinking.
Tell him to go to Montana. He'd be perfect there then, and he doesn't have to worry about the Canadian government taking him.
Exactly.
I just got back to brush my teeth. What's going on?
He's got the proper licensing. Don't worry. He's good to go.
It's Canada, man. I have to be worried.
Was that gunslinger?
This is my
I
man.
have to be
Craig.
worried so long as Trudeau is your prime minister. I will have to be worried for your nation.
Don't worry, that won't be long.
My Canadian friend in Quebec said that his province just voted in a conservative representative or something.
Good.
Yeah, I think I've been seeing chat in a few of these channels, and it looks like Canada's having a red wave. The good. Is it?
Hold on. You guys are backwards actually because of a mistake made on your news in like the late 60s or something?
I just remembered that, and I didn't know if it was a North American European thing or a U.S. versus the world thing. I just realized it. So you guys are having a blue wave, technically.
Yes. Yeah. A conservative wave, let's call it.
Anyway, I wanted to say one more thing on KFC. It actually got me thinking. There is this video of the Colonel, the actual Colonel Sanders, on this talk show, and I thought it was really funny because this is in the 50s or something, and basically the premise of the show was like the guests had to figure out who the person was, what they're famous for, and no one on the show knew who the fuck this guy was. It's just funny to think.
Poor Colonel.
It's just funny to think how and they saw him like a lot of the time they would blindfold the contestants so they couldn't see the person. But even though they could see him, they had no idea who this guy was. They're like, "Oh, are you famous for music?" Like, no. It's just funny.
I'm famous for my chicken.
There was a time where no one could recognize Colonel Sanders' face, you know.
Huh.
And now it's like one of those famous logos and.
Oh, you just reminded me what I wanted to say. Smirt, you want to see something funny?
Sure.
Go into, I guess you could use Bing Image and type in China and then OFC and watch what comes up.
Oh
wait,
yeah, Chinese KFCs do some weird things with their chicken, don't they?
No. If you look at OFC, it was, you know how China, they do knockoff brands?
Yeah.
Yeah, look at the image that you're going to bring up. You're going to laugh your ass off. They didn't understand that this isn't politically correct in the United States.
When Obama fried chicken?
Yeah. Yeah.
When KFC originally opened in China, apparently the translation, they wanted to post the slogan, finger looking good, on billboards. But when the guy who translated that slogan in Chinese did a poor job, apparently what it actually originally said was, "We'll eat your fingers off."
Awesome.
If I didn't already see a whole slideshow full of those, this is why Japanese.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. What did you say to Google Scoob?
Just type
China OFC.
China, and then OFC is like separate. China is one word, and then OFC is one word. Like, yeah. Watch what comes up. You'll enjoy that.
While we're waiting for Smirt, Scooby, if you're going to more and you plan on driving, could you please bring Manhattan specials?
What the sodas that Polydub asked me to try, the coffee flavored ones?
Yes, it's a Manhattan special. I've had those before.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
It's literally like drinking an iced espresso, and it's great.
Yeah, no, I know. I've had them.
Speaking of more, my roommate finally requested the days off. We're going for the 6th through the 10th so that I can have time to drive back.
Awesome.
So I might be driving up there, and we would have a car to go around it.
Awesomeness. I got an American flag to stick on the roof.
And I would like you to tell Polydub Scooby that if it weren't for the fact that I would probably end up having to fly, I cannot bring Spreckers.
What the hell is Spreckers?
Really famous. It's a brewery up here that does sodas as well as a few beers. They're
just like a train.
We haven't had enough experience with trains, and I kind of want to be sure of everything. I'm sorry. I'm new to this.
Hey, it's all right, man. I personally have taken the train myself. I took the bus. The scenery sucked. So I'm taking the train.
Yeah, but no, if you've ever had a cherry soda, the most cherry of all the sodas I have ever had was a Spreckers. Not to mention their root beer is huge here.
Like try Abita Springs.
He emerges from the kitchen.
What kind of root beer though?
Are you done fucking the chicken six?
The brewery in Glendale, Wisconsin. Is that right?
I'm not sure.
Wrong verb there, Tara. Wrong verb.
No. I used the right verb.
First craft brewery since Prohibition.
I'm not too familiar about the history of it, but I know it's a really good brand for sodas.
I'd like to find an old bottle from next time I go on a bottle hunt, try to see if I can find an old Spreckers, because it looks like these guys have a lot of history too.
Now, someone mentioned Abita.
Abita Springs.
I just got to think of their King Cake sodas.
Oh, they signed in 1985, so it's not that old.
It is quite literally like drinking a sugar cake.
I would imagine it would taste like a cinnamon roll.
Diabetes.
Nope, it's not cinnamon. It's sweet. It's definitely sweet. And I actually hate myself after drinking one.
Speaking of Sprecher.
Nice.
A Sprecker's hard root beer. So you're not going to be the only one drinking here.
I'm going to go get a cancer stick.
Beautiful.
More like diabetes. Nah, fuck.
What? I missed it. What beer is that?
It is a Sprecker's hard root beer.
That's a proper sarsaparilla, man. They don't fucking label it sarsaparilla?
No. Fire brewed hard root beer.
Oh, if Spreckers doesn't do that, I know a brand that does. Oh, they do the non-alcoholic version. Sioux City Springs.
Do you in the States have a brand called Woody's?
Never heard of it.
Does it
Yeah.
involve having a snake in the boot?
No.
Yeah, no, I've seen Woody's. I don't think we have them on the East Coast. I think it gets imported. Honestly, I want to say it's something that you'd see in the Midwest, like over by Detroit and Chicago. I think you'd see Woody's.
Well, that's
Okay.
weird then. I've never even seen the brand.
We have
I-
Woody's
I-
up here.
Mhm.
Woody's makes hard lemonades and shandies and shit like that. But they make a proper sarsaparilla. And Six, you're down in Texas. Someone must make sarsaparillas.
I'm sure I could hunt up a few places.
Yeah. And not sell them ironically either. Sarsaparilla is fucking delicious.
Yes.
Oh my
I've had
god.
the hard candies, yeah.
Oh,
There's
and
this one
the Woody's
place.
brand that we get up here.
There's
It's
this one.
so dangerous. It's only like 4%, but you'll put 4 of them away in the first hour at a party because they're so tasty. You'll fuck yourself up on what is basically alcoholic root beer.
Yeah, that's why I avoid all those things.
There's a
Well, the one thing you'll get to sell me in, if you've ever heard of a birch beer.
Oh yeah, I drink that. I love birch beer.
It's like drinking a Lifesavers.
Yeah.
You got to remember, I live on the East Coast, bro. And New York, especially, we're known for all of our glass bottle sodas. You can go basically anywhere around here, and you can get a
Son
soda.
of a bitch. Next time I'm going to more, then I have to figure out a train planner. Then I am a connoisseur of craft sodas. If it is a unique flavor, I will go for it.
Oh my God, I'll take you into Brooklyn. There are literally there's still soda shops in there that make their own shit on in house.
Oh my
on
God.
site.
Birch
Whenever I
beer is so
go
popular
to
in
a bar, I
America,
always
they sell it
say a
in
homemade
24
cherry
cents.
cola is always better than the actual cherry Coke when you make it handmade, because they'll put in more cherry than the regular stuff will do.
Oh, yeah.
What was that, Irving?
That birch beer is so popular in our Maritimes, they sell it in 24 cases, canned.
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
Fucking hell, they might make an alcoholic of me yet.
yeah, the interesting thing is, I don't want to dox myself, so I'm gonna have to be extremely vague about the place. There's a town not too far away from where I am up in the mountain areas, and they make the literal best fucking sarsaparillas you can imagine.
So
I thought you were going to mention the massive store over in California. I know it's over in California. I don't know where. That just stocks bottles upon bottles upon bottles of craft sodas from all over the United States and even a few imports.
I think I know what you're referring to. I can't remember, but no, I was talking about a small town nearby
You know,
that
we
actually
have
makes
one
a
of
lot
those
of those.
places by me.
Yeah.
We have a place just like that deals in soda from all over the country and beer from all over the country, and it's in the heart of the ghetto. It's literally on Martin Luther King Boulevard in Wyandanch, off of Straight Path, where Rakim and Eric B and Rakim cut their album. It's across the street from the one of the Department of Social Services, the Martin Luther King Clinic. It's directly. I mean, this thing is in the heart of the ghetto. It's like where everyone gets shot, but you can go in there. If you can get it anywhere in the country, you can get it in this place.
Fucking worth it. Fucking worth it.
You get shot by some Negro, but you're still gonna get that beer.
Oh, I go up there every day. What are you talking about? That's my neighborhood, bro.
I was talking.
Movie, just tell me what colors not to wear.
Just
don't wear any color.
if any-
Dress in white
yeah.
or black.
Just go with me. If anything, go with me. You know, they come. I don't like you in my neighborhood. Well, go fuck your mother. I don't care about your opinion. I'm here for the beer.
All right, so I know the attitude
God.
to have when I convince Burnside to move to New York.
Yeah, seriously. Well, Burnside would fit in perfectly here. He'd love my neighborhood. That's the thing. I keep trying to tell you guys. My neighborhood looks beautiful. It's the people that are disgusting. That's
Oh,
the
no,
thing.
no. I believe you on that one because I've seen like historic pictures of New York, and it's just a fucking tragedy. The type of people that have moved in.
Yeah, it really is. Especially when you got the outer boroughs like me, like Brooklyn, Queens, Nassau, Suffolk, out on Long Island. It's horrible what they've done here. One of the things I did a video about 2 weeks ago was when they're coming in because they're sneaking in, and they arrive in New York, and because now the Bronx and Brooklyn and Queens are so overpopulated, they have nowhere to stick these people. So they have this thing where they're now literally it's like a caravan, and they bring them all out to Long Island to these different neighborhoods, and the neighborhoods are getting overrun with all these people from like El Salvador and Honduras and Guatemala.
Fucking disgusting.
And well, this is the thing. There's actually a movie they made about out east from me called Farmingville a few years ago, and the left, see, they don't understand. This is, you're in Culpeper spy territory. This is like Minuteman area. This is all very patriotic and, out east. And they put all these people out there, and they were going around and they were, I guess, trying to fondle or rape the little girls. So a couple of people just pulled up into the Home Depot parking lot and got out with shovels and beat these fucking guys bloody. And that was the end of it. You don't diddle the kids in Long Island. That's like a rule,
Well, I mean, that should be a
rule
rule
in Long Island and in prisons. If you are a kiddie diddler, like from what I understand about prison, child molestation is the worst crime you can be convicted of over there because they do not take you. Like that's honestly puts you on the short list for you get put in special areas.
I'm given to understand something like 30% of people who are serving long-term sentences in prison were molested as children. So
there was that one that German
really has the potential to fuck you up long term. And if they get a hold of you in prison while they'll punish you for everything that went wrong with their life.
Yeah,
you know what? In my opinion, they have good reason to do it.
My brother, he had a screw is a CO, a corrections officer, the person that works in a prison. He had a screw that owed him money. And so a guy that my brother had a beef with wound up where he was going up for a term. And so my brother tapped the screw on the shoulder, and the screw wound up putting the guy in the blue suit. Now, when you go inside in county, normally you get the orange suit. Now, the blue suit means you're a kitty diddler. So this screw, basically, my brother told him, he's like, look, I'll knock some off of the tab that you got with me. You got to give this guy the blue suit. So this poor bastard was in there. I think he was in there for like an armed robbery rap, and they put him in for like a child molester's outfit. And this poor guy got the shit beat out of him for the solid 90 days he was in there. I think they raped him a few times, too.
Honestly surprised he didn't get killed.
Well, this is just county. If he would have went upstate, they probably would have pulled out his teeth so he couldn't bear down, and they probably would have fucked him to death.
Remember the whole thing of Jared Fogle, that guy who beat the shit out of him, and a lot of people were supporting him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I'm sorry. You want to sit down, you want to hurt children, you pay the price.
Well, imagine if Jared Fogle was like a nobody and he didn't have the, I don't want to say the fame, but I'm sure that he has some protection because of the name he once had. Imagine if he didn't have that.
Yeah, it's the movie star syndrome. It's the reason that Charles Manson pretty much got his own separate wing of the prison when he got convicted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just more of a fiscal and monetary decision. They can't have, go through and sort through, okay, we had like 6 or 7 guys, try to pull Charles Manson apart. So we have to, put them all on trial. Even though they're already in prison, they have to be tried anyway for the crime. So I think it was more of a fiscal decision. It's just cheaper for them to put him in isolation.
Well, I think they're thinking of it more along the lines of it prevents someone trying to climb the metaphorical pecking order by lopping off the most famous dude.
Yeah, that's what happened with. That might have been what happened with Jeffrey Dahmer. That guy who bashed Jeffrey Dahmer.
Okay, I'm on my way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a weird famous thing. If you can kill a famous guy in prison, you're all of a sudden as famous. I don't quite get it either.
So and so.
Yeah.
So that guy, Jeffrey Dahmer, could say, "Hey, I'm the one who took a fucking dumbbell and bashed Jeffrey Dahmer's head in."
But yeah,
Dumbbell.
more on
Jeffrey Dahmer.
topic.
No. They had a broken broom handle. Think of the amount of time it would take to beat someone to death with a broken broom handle.
Depends on the broom handle, actually. Depending on length. I got like an old T-ball. I got an old like T-ball bat, as well as an old school wooden police baton.
Let's be fair.
You can beat.
Say half a broom handle.
Irving, it says it was a metal bar.
No, you're kidding. I always heard broom handle for the longest time.
Actually, both could be true if he used a metal broom handle. In which case, that one would take a long time actually.
A bloody broomstick was found nearby. Wait a minute. The source is saying it was a broomstick. So why did it say on Wikipedia it was a metal bar?
Both could be true. Some brooms have metal handles.
So he'd be.
Wait, was this in prison? If it was in prison, it most likely would be a solid metal bar.
Yeah, it was in prison. Apparently, what would happen is Jeffrey Dahmer would taunt inmates by like taking pieces of chicken and covering in ketchup, like, and pretending that it was like body parts and like trying to like intimidate other people. And this one guy just got fed up with it and just beat him to death one day.
Good.
See, but here's the thing: is he was in protective custody, and they would have had to lock him into somewhere while he was doing some sort of duties with someone else. And basically, and I'm not justifying it, even though I'm probably okay with it.
It's not right. It's not right. But this is
bulls, Scooby. The bulls would have just, turned their backs and waited.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah.
Definitely.
Don't say he didn't. Anyone who says he didn't, that's you. Go.
God had it out. That doesn't necessarily mean someone else needed to take that upon himself.
Hey, you know what it is? It's karma worked itself out. I don't agree with, I prefer the justice system, but the motherfucker was already in jail. I mean, hell, at this point, justice is getting served.
I'd like to word it this way: hell is other people, jail is the lowest rung of hell. You send someone to jail, you're sending someone there with the full knowledge of the shit that goes on.
Well, good. So it just took long, but he got dealt with.
There's.
Well, before you guys go on, I'm running on fumes here, so you guys all take it easy. Have a great evening.
And tell your boss not to work you so damn hard next time.
Oh man,
we'll get it back. He'll be a champion in 2 weeks.
Yeah, when I get used to the pace and the work and all that stuff. So you guys take it easy, and I will see you all tomorrow night. I don't know, is Weibo actually going to be in town?
Actually, I'm glad you brought that up. She had hit me up. I sent her a link right before we started streaming. She had just touched back down in America. She just finished going through customs in Philly. So she, as far as I know, I think she's hosting tomorrow night.
Kick ass. Okay, so we will reconvene there tomorrow, and damn, hopefully I have Sunday off, so that means I can like go whole hog and hang out with you guys for the stretch of it.
Yeah, well, I told you, man. Just tell them. It's not like you're lying. Tell them because of your faith, you're not supposed to work Sunday.
I do that all the goddamn time.
Yeah.
And yeah. Oh, it's beautiful. But
I would do it except for one thing.
Mm.
If I get a job, I'm planning on using that to help pay for my trip to Moore. So
yeah, okay.
True.
Whatever happens,
you guys take it easy.
Just before you dip, though, I just want to say welcome back. Keep it up. Good for you. Cheers, buddy.
Thanks, yeah.
Thanks, man.
See you, dude.
I'd say cheers, but I don't have any bottles with anything in them.
Well, I say cheers, but you can't clink a bowl.
I can clink one of the various cans / bottles / glasses I have here.
Well, thanks for the toast, and you all take it easy, and I will see you all tomorrow night.
You got it. Feel better, bro.
Alrighty. Should we get some sleep?
Mm-hmm. All right. I guess.
Okay, we got about 40 minutes left. I think we should try and fill our namesake out.
Yeah. Okay. Finally.
Sorry if I'm switching quickly. It's just we have a lot to talk about today.
Yeah. Let me see. I'm gonna look really quick. And Cass left. All right.
No.
All right. I'm having trouble. I can't get back into my Discord. It's completely crashed out on me. This kind of sucks.
Okay, where did you post it then?
It's all posted in topics in the Chaos server.
Oh, topics in the Chaos server. Okay. We wanted.
Well,
link.
I guess. Okay, let me see.
No, don't worry. I've already got the thing up.
So when do I get my honorary ring?
I'm sorry, Wolfie?
So when do I get my honorary ring? Holy shit, that's a lot of topics.
Yeah, I said it was busy news week. Yeah, busy news week. I don't know. That's up to 6. He started the server. I didn't even get my ring yet. I'm the freaking co-host.
Well, I can say I got the thing up. Do you want me to start reading?
Sure. Go ahead.
All right. Let's see. This was done by MSN. We know how factual this is going to be then. President Donald Trump said he likely will support a congressional effort to end the federal ban on marijuana, a major step that would reshape the pot industry and end the threat of a Justice Department crackdown. Trump's remarks put him sharply at odds with Attorney General Jeff Sessions on the issue. The bill in question, pushed by a bipartisan coalition, that's a miracle, would allow states to go forward with legalization unencumbered by threats of federal prosecution. Trump made his comments to a gaggle of reporters Friday morning, just before he boarded a helicopter on his way to the G7 summit in Canada. Irving, get me pictures. His remarks came the day after the bipartisan group of lawmakers proposed its measure. Obviously, one of the sponsors had to come from Colorado.
Now say again without sounding like an auctioneer.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's my father and me. Long story short, Trump says he will likely support a congressional effort to end the federal ban on marijuana. Looks like it's going to be put over towards the states.
I'm glad Jeff Sessions is getting phased out on this issue.
He's getting something on this one.
Burnside!
Sessions?
Hey, what's up, motherfuckers?
Burn!
Waiting.
What's up, motherfuckers? Trump's potentially going to legalize pot.
Awesome.
Hey! Yes!
Need to be booted out.
Burnside, let me curb your enthusiasm when I say he's going to legalize pot. He's going to decriminalize it on a federal level, which means Illinois can still say no.
Right.
Of course they're gonna say no. They're fucking jagoffs.
Yeah, I know. So don't rejoice too much.
But dude,
Well, if that's the case, then I do have property in Ohio, and Ohio is one of those places that was seeking to build dispensaries in, oh God, I think there's like 300 something that were going to be going up before the whole thing with federal was going on.
And
is
the
Ohio
other good thing,
privatizing, like free marketing, that shit?
I'm sorry?
Is Ohio privatizing free marketing?
Yes.
Wow. Oh my God. Yeah. Here in Ontario, we got screwed over royally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was reading about that because it was part of the whole push for federal legalization, and Ohio is the next state that was part of the whole legalizing battle, because there's some states like Oregon and Colorado legalize it for recreational purposes. Well, California, I think you still need a weed card.
Really?
Yeah.
If the governor of Illinois, whoever's going to wind up being the governor, says no on it, here's the good thing. I can use this as leverage to kill all the communists, and the bodies will never have piled up higher in this city. It'll be fucking awesome. I'll have nut shots for days. All I got to tell him is, hey, man, you got betrayed by your Pritzker, whoever the hell it is. You know, your goys over there at the commie camp, you know, decided that they're going to take your pot and they're going to go, and they're going to have endless rallies until literally either the gangs or the cops decide, all right, we got to shoot them.
Police brutality. Fuck you. Well, it's funny because of I think Illinois has been one of those states that secretly wants to legalize weed, but they've never like actually put it on the ballot.
See, here's where I have my more pessimistic view of this thing. Now, before I say anything, I fully recognize I have no political clout to make this decision. This is purely my opinion, and in terms of if I were to become president tomorrow and go on this, I would be forced to agree with Trump, even though I don't necessarily like it. I think legalizing weed is symptomatic of larger problems and will push back solutions to those actual problems. I take the whole, I don't have a problem with alcohol. I have a problem with the alcoholics who feel the need to drink alcohol, if that makes sense.
Of course. But let me ask you, everyone on here, this is too small a proper sample size. How many people on this stream shoot heroin?
None.
No. I don't do any drugs.
Okay. How many people do you know?
Neither do I.
Heroin.
How many people do we know?
Yep.
If I'll say 0.5 on the condition that I have at least one suspected.
Okay.
I mean, I've got my blood on. I know that.
How many people do you know, and how many people on the stream would do heroin?
I would not.
Okay.
I can.
How many do I know? I know a couple of dozen.
Scooby, you're a special case.
I've seen.
I was gonna say Scooby is, I think, gonna throw off our curve.
I think I've seen people
And
who
that's
look
fine.
like they might.
That's fine.
I've seen people at my work that might have done heroin just by looking at their appearance.
Okay. In response to Irving's second question, I think there would be quite a few people on college who would try it once and then get hooked. So do they want to do it?
But okay, hold on. The quite a few people that would try it once. Are we not looking at a preponderance of people who would not ever do it again?
Well, there's a little. I think
heroin off like that one person that I know. Dare he do it again? He'll lose his legs.
I think heroin's kind of a bad example for that, because heroin has an extreme chemical dependence on your first use.
It does.
Yeah.
But most people don't know that, so they'll just be sick for several days and get over it.
Well, yeah.
Right.
Well, allow me to put it to you this way. Given that I've just come out of college and I know for a fact that there was at least one drug dealer on campus. Burnside, my Protestant campus. But
oh, that's right. You're Protestant. That's why you haven't killed him. God damn it! Get the Catholics before I have to. Well, we'll go take care of this for you.
No, it wasn't it wasn't the Catholics. It was your immigrant. It was your Chicago immigrants.
No, I'm saying you get the. God damn it, you're dense. I'm saying you get the Catholics to kill him, or at least cut his legs off. Or
Kill the Jews first. That's what.
No,
we
the
really
problem
need
is
to
they
do.
need proof first, and nobody got it.
You guys are not getting anywhere of where I'm trying to go.
No, we're probably not.
Never mind.
Point I was trying to get at is that I think there would be quite a few people who would be coming out of my campus who would be addicted. Whether this was because of the heroin or because they actually wanted to keep doing it, I'll leave that up for the peanut gallery to decide.
Oh,
Okay.
I do know. Actually, I just remembered. I did see some guys who apparently smoking pot in one of their dorms, and apparently they had a problem with the entire dorm hall being filled with pot smoke all the time, and the RA just kind of turned a blind eye to it.
Look,
Yeah, that kind of
That's
happens
the worst I've
around
heard of.
here.
I've never heard of anyone doing hard drugs, cocaine, crack, heroin, anything like that. Doesn't mean it doesn't happen.
here's
Just
the
means I
thing.
haven't seen it.
Most people, especially considering what we know, wouldn't do heroin, and they wouldn't do cocaine, and they won't smoke or snort meth. But the people that are willing to try it, I don't think they should be criminalized. And the people who get addicted, bartender, I don't think they should be criminalized either. They need help.
Well, that's
because
that's
guess
why,
what?
That's
There's
why
something
I
wrong.
specifically
Addiction is
worded,
actually a symptom of something else.
Yeah.
That's why I specifically worded my opinion as
Yeah.
I know full
Yeah.
well I can make no political argument. I can make no legitimate political argument. I can make moral arguments, but those are not admissible.
Sure. No, and you're not wrong there. But the thing is, the people who have got themselves hurt by this thing because they're probably hurting some other way should be able to come out and say, I did this thing and I need help, and we should be able to help them. We shouldn't be punishing them.
Yeah,
obviously, and that's why I don't necessarily agree. I don't necessarily agree with the DEA. Honestly, the drug issue is just one I don't end up dealing with because a lot of immovable objects hit a lot of unstoppable forces.
Yeah, yeah.
If you
Other way around.
Yeah, I know, but I've never been one to be the most eloquent, even when I am eloquent.
But what were you getting at?
Yeah, if you want to ask someone who is a former drug addict any questions related to that, you can speak to me.
Well, see, here's what I mean, Mentis, is I myself, more than a decade ago, have done heroin multiple times and didn't understand that, yeah, when I got sick for a couple of days afterwards, that's withdrawal. And if I had done more heroin, I would have been fine.
Yeah.
So I never got hardcore addicted. But guess what? Every time you wake up the next morning from drinking and you're like, oh God, my head, my stomach, that's because you're suffering withdrawal. But nobody gives a shit about that. What
yes,
we usually
no, it's usually from dehydration.
No.
Alcohol dehydration is from
leaving your system is more dangerous than alcohol entering your system.
Yeah.
Okay? Even with heroin addicts, the best thing for them is cold turkey. For alcoholics, they have to administer alcohol because the withdrawal symptoms are so terrible that they're going to die.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I don't think for the most part, because marijuana, God, that's such a pussy drug.
Yeah.
For the most part, people don't want to be addicts. For the most part, people want to experiment a little bit. And those who are only inclined to do so, which is, again, a very small percentage of the population, what we're looking at is puritanical bullshit that actually still just permeates our mindset for the most part. But you know what? Most people who tried heroin, I think you're looking in the high 80s, low 90s of people who would never do it again.
Really?
Right? Not because it's not nice, but because I don't want to be that.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a cloud of fucking cotton candy tasting myself for the rest of my days. Like, sure. One time I'll be that.
Well, Irving, if I may cut it, your age is starting to show on this one. I know quite a few 20-somethings who would actually like to be that cloud, be that fluffy cloud. I've been down that road before. And I think here's a certifiable case where I think I think I'm looking at it more from I know the young folk.
Well,
They
know the young folk, and you know what the problem with the young folk is? They're all sick.
They're all
They're all
millennials.
sick too, but
all right.
The other big thing is that there was actually a big study going on in the Chicago area. Did you know that it's so easy to find heroin in Chicago that you could actually buy, you could easily find a dealer who has heroin and be able to buy it for like $10.
Well,
heroin's that cheap. I thought it was
And then
it is
they rank the price
ridiculously
up.
cheap. It's
Yeah.
ridiculously cheap, and it is ridiculously abundant.
But isn't that the way? That's the way they get you hooked, right? Is they sell it to you cheap, and then as you get addicted, they make you pay more and more and more.
They
They
know
don't
you
have
want
to
to
make
keep
you pay
chasing.
more.
Yeah, you'll pay. You will pay more.
Yeah, you buy more. You buy more volume. The way it works is around my way, you can usually buy a hit for, I think it's about $2 a hit. Or you can buy yourself a bundle. A bundle's about $7. Or if you got a little bit of cash, you can buy a sleeve. A sleeve is about $50. It's 7 bundles, so you get 2 free. I buried about 40 people due to heroin, maybe more, give or take. I lost count.
Right, but Scoob, you know something's very wrong in your city and in your state.
Yeah,
You have a problem here, and it's easier. Let me say, in like Chicago, it's easier to be oblivious, to fucking put yourself into a state where nothing matters. Why? Because I'm a fucking cloud of cotton candy tasting myself, and it's easier to be a cloud of cotton candy tasting yourself than it is to be a fucking soy boy. We have a serious illness on both sides, both extremes, and people self-medicate. If we don't start, and I don't hate it. I actually love Jordan Peterson. If we don't start listening to people like that, be a man, which is the synonymous with be an adult. Take responsibility for yourself. Be accountable. You will be fulfilled by doing those things, and you won't need drugs, even if you want to try them. Like, I'm experimental. I love my hallucinogens that I haven't done in like 5 or 6 years now. Why? Because I'm too fucking busy. Right? You know what I mean? If you have a life and a purpose, drugs are like something fun you do on the weekend 3 or 4 times a year when you have a chance.
a lot of my friends, the reason they got into the heroin, it was different reasons for them. They were living that thug lifestyle. You know, I'm talking like, these are my boys that, you know, they were doing shit like, you know, you'd see in movies, like you see like gangsters doing. So
let me
they
guess,
got into
lionized the lifestyle and kind of just didn't realize there are consequences with it.
No,
Right.
no. I think it's deeper.
a lot of it. Well, with these particular guys, there wasn't a lot of nuance to it. There wasn't any underlying cause. There wasn't anything Freudian to it. These are guys that, you know, they're sitting there and they have 2 girls switch hitting, blowing them. That's not enough for them. They're driving a brand new luxury car with like an ostrich skin interior. That's not enough for them. They
So,
wanted
so it's unrestrained. It's
Goop, it's not that that's
hedonism.
not enough. It's not that it's not enough. It's that it's wrong. That's not what gives you value. That's not what gives you purpose and satisfaction. Those
No,
things
I don't
actually-
think anybody's contesting that, Irving. I think what people are trying to bring up is the very fact that people don't understand that is in and of itself the problem. It's like it. I remember
why
I told
y'all
someone
need
in the
Jordan
many.
Peterson.
I remember I told someone in the many people here about how I actually lost a friendship not all that long ago because they couldn't handle me being negative, and they told me, why don't you just take Prozac and be happy? That kind
Because you'll be happy.
kind
You'll
of
be
thing.
numb.
That kind of they wanted me to
This-
numb. They wanted me to numb myself. They wanted to essentially eschew all my personality so
And
I could
that's-
finally be happy. It's not the point. That's the point I'm trying to bring up, Irving, is that you have people like that who are thinking in that terms of hedonism,
Yes.
in that terms
Yes.
of they have no philosophical
Yes.
concrete
You're not
foundation to
wrong.
themselves.
You're not
Yeah.
wrong. You're not wrong. But that's what I mean is the drug use is a symptom of something deeper.
Yeah, it's
Right.
usually mental health.
Yeah,
right.
It's either mental health or immaturity.
It's a lot of it is cultural. It's what it is you have there's like a cultural phenomenon here in New York. It goes across. It goes beyond. It transcends race or religion or politics or creed. What it is this is where the term originated. Whoever has the most toys and wins dies. There's a culture of excesses and indulgences here. You folks have to realize the same people that I bitch about constantly that like the leftists, like those celebrities and everything. Are you guys familiar with the Hamptons? You've heard of the Hamptons?
I know of Hampton Inn.
The Hamptons is out east from my house. That's the East End. It is the richest place on the planet. These people have more money than they know what to do with. I have had friends who, because they got into ill-gotten gains and were doing illicit things, I had friends who would wear like a Hugo Boss outfit, a new outfit every day for the entire year, and never wear the same outfit. They'd wear a whole outfit and then throw it away. They had money like that because they were doing some gangster.
So, Scoop, can I ask you something?
Yeah.
How many overdoses and how many suicides occur in that neighborhood?
I've known about maybe, I want to say 7 or 8 suicides.
You personally?
Personally. I've known probably about, probably about another 6 or 7 murders. But overdoses, I'd say probably over 40 easily.
Yeah. And why? Scoop, because your dad, you talked about this on the was this yesterday?
I don't know. I do this so much.
Yesterday, talking about Disneyland is empty family bullshit. If you don't have a strong family, right? Disneyland is a lie. These people are living an empty kind of life, and so they fill it with fucking drugs.
So it happens when you have nothing to do and nothing to prove and nothing to work for.
It's a hole, man, and that's why, like, I have so much bullshit in my job, and yet I actually feel pretty comfortable now. And I bet Six, as sore as he is, he feels good about himself. A man, like,
I've had a remark about why somehow I have more in common with people who are like 30, 40 years old than people who are my age.
Oh, same here.
At age 16, I was already thinking on that level of what is the point of hedonism? What is the point of just seeking out pleasure? It's like one of the reasons why I don't give a shit about sex is because it's empty pleasures. I get nothing lasting from it.
Pleasure is a thing,
and I was asking myself,
comes with life, but it's more enjoyable when most of your life is kind of shitty, right? So when you go to your shit ass job and you pay your overpriced bills, and then you get to smoke a joint and fuck your girlfriend before you go to bed, that actually makes you happy. Why?
Yeah.
Because your girlfriend loves you, because she has a shit job too, and you, right? So you guys can share that. But if you have everything handed to you, that you don't have to fucking earn anything, you're lost. Right?
I don't necessarily think I don't think you're condemned to be lost. You're not wrong, but I don't think you're completely right.
No,
because
you're
can offer,
right, but it's
There are like
lost.
There are like rich people who like instead of doing drugs, they'll like travel the world and shit like that and go exploring and those types.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking on those levels. You'd probably be talking to someone who was born with a silver spoon shoved down their throat.
No,
like I graduated. I don't have college debt. Honestly, my parents paid for a lot of my stuff, and honestly, I will freely admit that they babied me. But here I am. Probably
You know,
one of the,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
it's like here I am, ultra realist, who with absolutely no misconception. Oh, I don't want to say misconceptions, but I don't have any positive delusions that I'm God's gift to mankind or anything. I'd like to be, but I want to say that when I'm 70 years old writing my memoirs.
Yeah. Well, I think that's probably the reason you get along with people my age a lot better than people your own age. It was the same way with me. I was always the youngest out of the crew. You know what it was? Like Smirt was saying before, it's not that these people, you got to understand, these people weren't rich people like you think of normal rich people. These people,
They're wasps.
No, they're not wasps. They're gangsters. These are all thugs. These are all drug dealers. These are all leg breakers. These are all enforcers. These are all people that made a lot of money.
I thought we were talking about like my
college
kids example.
Both have the same problem.
Yeah, I
They're
was gonna say, like, if you have, like,
of one coin.
If you have like the family business, like they make millions and millions of dollars off of like being insurance salesmen or whatever, they could have the same problems with drugs and shit as the family that makes their money by selling drugs to people.
Well, from my experience, I'm sorry, Irv.
No. I'm trying to enhance what you're getting at there. That life of scumbaggery and crime is as empty as having your silver spoon fed to you.
Well, it's not so much. I don't think that they were trying to fill a void like that. It's like you were saying before with the term "chasing dragon," what that used to be. Like my one friend. I have a friend.
You had to basically.
Yeah,
it's heroin reference.
Right.
You have to constantly move it around so it doesn't solidify.
No. Chasing Dragons actually an opium reference. Back in the day when people would smoke opium, the first time you would get high off of opium, which I don't think opium's anything to write home about, but the first time you'd smoke opium, morphine's a derivative again. But the first time you smoke opium, you're supposed to get all sorts of insanely high. And you never get that high again. It's a fact. So the term that they use when people would try smoking opium again afterwards to get high like that, they're chasing dragon. They're trying to catch that first high again. Now,
that's a lot of drugs trying to get that first high, right?
Right. Well, that's where the term originates, is what I'm saying. It originates with the opium dens of the American Southwest in the late 19th century, excuse me.
There's a second reference that it also refers to, Scoop. Another way to ingest opium or even heroin is you put it on tinfoil, and when you heat it up underneath, it travels across the tinfoil, right?
Yes.
And then you inhale the smoke, and that's
that's what I was trying to get at.
Slithers.
I'm so glad that you brought that up. That's actually there's a perfect song reference. I've actually mentioned it before on the stream, and I was saying, does anyone know what I'm talking about? That's literally what I was talking about with the song "Royal Oil" by the Boss Tones.
Mighty Boss Tones. Yep.
Yeah, that's what that song's about. That's exactly it's ingesting heroin the way that Mentis was just saying.
Yep.
Yeah, I forgot it. I forgot the name for that term, but I remember seeing people.
Freebasing.
Is that free?
No, freebasing
when
is
you smoke it, when you put it in foil and cook it underneath, you're freebasing that shit. You can do it with coke. You can do it with heroin. You can do it with
coke. I remember them people doing it with coke and crack. That was the thing I was actually going to get at. That was my point. This guy I know, I've talked about this guy in the stream before. He sounds like a fictional character, and I'm not even bullshitting when I say that this guy has led this insane life. He got chased through 6 states in the police chase. He's on one of those world's wildest police chase videos. If there wasn't hundreds of those fucking things, I'd comb through them to find him. I'll give you guys his name off stream because I don't want to dox him to the rest of the internet, but you guys can look him up. Like, so you can see that I'm telling you, it's like, I'm being legit about this. Like, I don't ever talk about anybody I can't prove off stream. Just, I'm not just saying this because you guys don't know that by this point, but for anyone watching, if I talk about somebody, I can actually produce this person. I don't pull people out of my ass like that. I can literally, like, you know, actually go find a physical human being at some point. I don't want this guy in my house, though, or I would do it with him. But I could, like, find these people and, like, produce them. But anyway, he was on World's Wildest Police Chases because he drove through 6 states. And it was just because he got chased. He made it into Jersey, and he said, you know what, I want to see how many states I could go through. That's what, because I asked him, I'm like, why the fuck did you do that? And he's like, I made it to Jersey and just said, fuck it. I'm like, okay. This is the same guy, I think I told you, he wound up on, it was either the People's Court or Judge somebody, one of those shows with this girl that me and him both used to, bless you, me and him both used to, like, screw around with this same girl back in the day. And he wound up on the People's Court with her. Same guy I told you when my neighborhood got flooded out by the hurricane. He was going around on a jet ski with snorkel and flippers and going and robbing the houses like that were underwater. Yeah, this is all the same guy. This guy, what he did, the reason he did all of this was obviously, one, he wasn't exactly that much of a decent human being, but he was an adrenaline junkie. If he wasn't such a crazy bastard and a drug addict piece of shit, this guy was actually tapped on the shoulder a few times for the X Games. And they told him, look, you have to tone down what you're doing or you can't go out for it. And he said, well, fuck you. I'm not interested in doing that for you guys. He was the best snowboarder I'd ever seen in my life. I actually, if I can get the picture, I don't know how the hell I'm going to get the picture because I don't talk to any of these people anymore because they all turned into creatures of darkness with the drugs. But there's a picture of this guy from probably about, I want to say, 10, 15 years ago, where you see him in the air, and he's flying through the air, and the board is up here, and it's, you know, he's upside down. So the board's at the top of the picture, and his head's at the bottom, and you look underneath his head, and you see the top of pine trees. This fucking guy was a couple of stories in the air.
Yeah.
Like, he was that good. He was like one of those people you'd hire for, like, you know, like a beer commercial or something. And he got so heavy into cocaine specifically. Not when I say he liked blow and he liked the hard and the soft. He liked, you know, like snorting it and he liked smoking it. He got so bad into it. Have you guys ever seen when somebody gets really bad with cocaine? What happens to them?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Constant nosebleeds. I would presume some sort of nervous damage.
They gulp for air. They get the gulps, they call it, with like, you know, they start to gulp a lot because they're killing themselves from all the cocaine they're doing. This guy got himself to that point where he was at the gulping stage. And this was the thing. It was, come on, man. Yeah. It was, the thing of it was, he was an adrenaline junkie. So it was the adrenaline of it was what the addiction came out. It was more that he was really, really addicted to, you know, like that rush all the time. That's why he kept doing the coke. He needed the rush. And
just done Red Bull.
As a person who's done cocaine too many times to be proud, cocaine is the adrenaline rush without any other thing, right? So if what you're addicted to is that feeling, that rush of I'm flying through the air, you can just fucking bump coke instead. And I'm telling you, Scoob, your man made a mistake not cleaning up his act and doing what he loved, because obviously he loved this to be that good, and turned the other direction to coke, right? Because coke will fill that void without you having to fucking lift a finger.
This is also a guy that would do an 8-ball and then go up to Killington and go snowboarding for like 3 days.
Sure. He can do both, but he relied on one more than the other, and the other would have fulfilled him.
He cut down during the snowboarding season. Like, it was when he didn't have the snowboarding, that's when he would get bad.
All right, guys.
When he had downtime.
I work really hard.
But that shows you we're looking at an illness.
You hopping out, Smart?
Yeah, sorry, I work to get up around 7 in the morning, so.
All right. Good night, man. Thank you for hopping in.
Yeah, you're welcome. Nice hearing listen to you guys talk.
All right, yep.
Take care, man.
Like Scoop, you're sort of straight arrow now.
Mm-hmm. I've always been.
No, you haven't always been. Sometimes you did like fucking a half ounce of mushrooms and drove out to Jersey to go to a concert and shit. Okay.
Oh, that's different. I never did drugs, but like, you know, like certain things like yeah, if you got a mushroom or a root that will make you hallucinate, like, oh my God, the amount of salvia I did once, holy shit.
My man. Okay. But
yeah.
But you like, but conversely, you also have a proper life that you were raised by your father to be responsible for yourself, and you do that shit in the odd occasion when you can, right? I love my hallucinogens. I love drugs. I really do. And you know what? I got too much shit to do. I don't have time for drugs anymore. Why? Because I respect myself. I respect my job. I respect my responsibilities. And we have this, again, this illness that if you're turning to drugs because you were born with a silver spoon, or because you're breaking the law and your life is actually hell, it really is, because you might be making a lot of money and getting double blowjobs from the hottest chicks you ever met. It's empty. When you're just being a piece of shit one way or the other. Because you're poor or because you're rich, if you turn to being a piece of shit, you're going to end up turning to filling the void in the most wrong way. And
I think there's one last piece of this puzzle we need to put in before we can make this complete, because there is one link. Yes, someone can fill the void. It's starting to fill the void. My parents wanted to show me this. I'm gonna call it a documentary, but I mean in the loosest of terms, about people who are addicted to video games. There are many ways to fill a void. There are many ways to fill a void. I should know. Yep. So why pick the drug one that produces the most self-destructions? I think at a certain level we need to look at these are not just people with a void that they feel needs filling, but that nobody's ever told them how to fill it. And I'm gonna build off of this, because everything you're saying, Irving, sounds like a lot of schools in the United, and I'm speaking for the United States. I don't know how it's like in Canada, but in the United States, public education has attempted to become the parents. Like Scooby, you'll get an absolute.
I can testify to that.
It's worse in Canada.
It's even worse in Canada. Okay.
Back me up here. That somehow the teachers in Canada, in particular in Ontario, said that they are co-parents with actual parents.
Yeah, and they have a degree for it called early child care education.
Okay, Scooby says we got a 3-minute warning. Both of you are on par with American schools. Yeah, the whole co-parenting shtick. I've heard educrats say virtually the same thing, that the school's supposed to cooperate with the parents to create a whole child.
That's a lie. It's bullshit. The school is meant to go and program children to be blithering idiots for the state.
Oh no, the school just plain does that. What it's supposed to do is produce people who are competent enough to function in society.
There you go.
And
that's actually the way to look at it.
Scooby wants to know who's doing after hours.
Yes. Are we doing outros? We have 1 minute. Can we do the outros? I'll show after hours on my
Sure. You guys can do the outros. I guess, I don't know. What I'll do is this. I'm going to read you guys off one by one.
Yeah.
I'll do it the same way I did it when we came in. So I'm going to be reading off from my left to my right. The few folks we have still with us, because we lost a lot. Apparently, a bunch of people are streaming and they're stealing views. But anyway, for you folks who are watching, you got to listen because when they talk, it's not going to match what you see on your screen as to what I see on my screen. All right. So we're going to start off with Burnside. Go ahead. What do you got?
All right, greetings, motherfuckers. I am the Burnside Film Project. When I'm not having to work a double because somebody got shot, you can go and find me on YouTube, BitChute, GabAI, and Twitter. And tomorrow, if all things go well, I'll hopefully get to be hanging out with Inquisitor. Because Nightcrow and I and Inquisitor are trying to plan like a dude's night out to go get absolutely fucking plastered.
Awesome.
Inquisitor listening. I hope he is.
We'll see. I'm hoping. I'm hoping
Cool.
nothing comes up.
All right, cool. I was hoping that'd get your attention. If not, we'll figure something out, man. Other than that, we're actually working on more things at Backline. We're trying to get better use of our green screen. So Old Man Rizzle's basically getting some 2x4s, and he actually is trying to make like a portable wall or stand of some kind or another. We could actually prop the sucker up on so that we don't have to keep dragging it everywhere. And Chronicle 5 will be done, and the next time I can get over there to go and get it all up there because there's just a few things we got to do, and then we'll be working on 6 because there's a few things we got to piece together for 6, and we'll be all done with that. Aside from that, there's not much else yet. Just gonna try and not get shot like my coworker that was supposed to be here.
Don't forget about bringing Sir Wolfie to real life.
Well, I think I need more bodies for that, but I would like to do that. That's part of the reason why if they pass weed here in the state says no, just all those commie bodies, just every single one of them.
You said you need more bodies, and I'm just picturing Burnside in this like roguelite Shirakistan video game where dead bodies are a currency.
Him and I were joking about how to do the best way of doing dead bodies, either a bus or a train or something like that.
You count the individual body parts, and arms, legs, torsos, and heads all count for different various upgrades of your little
No.
refuge.
We were talking which would get us the mass amount of body parts.
Come on, we're running out of time, kids. Let's.
Yeah.
The answer is shooting.
All right. Quiz. Quiz. What do you got going on?
Inquisitor 8.1. I do painting streams on the Minions of the Zoo. I just recently uploaded a quick little live stream of first impressions of a new game that just came out of the early release, Inquisitor Martyr for the PC on Steam. I kind of enjoyed it. I think I might play some more on stream. It's a Diablo-esque dungeon crawl game. Set in the Warhammer 40K universe. Yeah, of course you do. Because I like I said, I do painting streams on the Minions of the Zoo on Monday nights. Trying to do more. And I'm Inquisitor 8_1 on Twitter.
Yeah,
You're also near a train.
Awesome. Irv, what's going down?
All right, I'm Irving Twin, the angry drunk Canadian. I will be doing after hours on my main channel, Irving Twin. Come by. We're going to talk about superfluous versus emptiness and responsibility and accountability. Okay?
So nihilism.
Nihilism versus what's real. Okay? Yeah, but nihilism is a problem. It's God.
Let's say that for after hours. We can have this discussion proper.
Exactly. I have a secondary channel, Irving Twin Gaming. There's nothing on there. A handful of videos. They're shit. Don't bother. But
that means go and bother him about it so he can get the confidence to run for prime minister.
You should get Inquisitor Martyr. It's a co-op game.
I'll look into it. You know why? Because I just filed my taxes for the first time in 5 years and got a $1,000 check. So
I wish I could do that.
Oh, nice. we're doing after hours. We're going to talk about this symptom of emptiness that people feel with drugs. Okay, and
well, the drugs are the symptom. The emptiness is the cause.
12:30 to 1 o'clock tentatively. Okay.
All right, cool. All right, and just to let everyone know, the twin in Irving twin is because he's one of my two favorite Canadians, and the other one is right here also. That's Mentis Tree. Mentis, what's shaking, brother?
Not too much. I haven't put out any content lately. Life's been really busy for me with social justice advocates and just still getting my life together. But yeah, take off. It's a beauty way to go.
Nice. Bro, definitely. I'm going to have a couple more things in the works if you have time, because like I know you said you haven't had enough time to do any content yourself. I might be having a few things coming down the pike, and I definitely want your input on it. So I'm going to probably tap you on the shoulder, like coming up. So.
Yep, anytime, Scoob.
All right, cool, definitely. And we have with us our deity, my man, Sir Wolfie. What's shaking? Chill away, my boy. What's good?
I have a YouTube channel called The Church of Sir Wolfie. I haven't done anything lately. I have been kind of brain dead with other issues, speaking of schools being parents. But other than that, I am working with another so-called deity on the internet to try to help me get free.
Awesomeness. I want you to keep me posted about it. That way, anything you want me to talk about on here, bro, that helps you in your cause, let me know. I will definitely be your mouthpiece on Chaos. Anytime you have an update you want to get out to the public, let me know. I'll give you a shout out.
I just got one thing to say. CPS has too much fucking power.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. It's ridiculous. It's as far as I'm concerned, it's I call them, we call them around here in the neighborhood waffin CPS. So I know exactly what you mean. Ridiculous.
Child Protective Services?
Just it's a long story, brother. Long story. Another time for another day.
Boy. If Scooby says it's a long story, that means it's really bad.
It's just it is what it is. And Tara, I see your mic is on. Are you away from the computer? You there? What are you doing?
No, I'm here. It's just Katrina has company over. I'm Tara Sin. You can pretty much find me on any social media. The only thing I'm really showing is I need help getting a new sewing machine. As soon as I can get a prepaid debit card, it's getting hooked up onto my PayPal, my Patreon, my Maker support. Just basic sewing machines.
My mom just got rid of her sewing machine.
Yeah, basic sewing machines cost around $250 to $300, so that's my goal is $300. Please help me. This is how I make ends meet while I'm trying to fight for disability.
Guys, definitely try to help Tara out because Tara's going to come to more. And really, if you guys give her enough on her PayPal and her Patreon, we were talking if after she covers expenses, if she has enough money, her and her friend are going to come to more and they're going to do a 7 veil dance. So please.
You ass.
Yes, I am.
Cookie dough.
So
I knew that was coming.
It'll be the dance at the 7 veils. You'll love it. It'll be awesome. So yeah, definitely. Please look her up. It's Tara Sin, Miss Tara Sin. What are all your different ways that they can contact you, Tara? She muted me again. Or muted herself, rather.
Yeah, it's because Katrina's talking to her company. You can find me on Facebook. It's all on Facebook. It's Ambrosia Locke with an E. IMVU, it's Tara Sin. Twitter, it's Tara Sin. Anything is Tara Sin. My Ambrosia Locke, it's in parentheses Tara Sin because it wouldn't let me change my fucking name.
Ah, okay.
So yeah, you can find me pretty much anywhere Tara Sin, and Kick Tara Sin, and that's KIK.
Ambrosia Lock sounds like one of those like mixed drinks that you buy in a plastic bottle at the liquor store.
It was an alternative name I created. Ambrosia was actually the name of my Mexican red leg tarantula.
Oh, awesome! I used to know a girl named a dancer named Ambrosia. There was her and this other girl named Delicious. They used to do this amazing stage show with a big ass pepperoni that you get from the store. That's another tale for another stream again. Also, yeah, we're running along. And last but not least, we got the man who's basically been like helming the stream all night. I've just been sitting here watching this kid go. This is amazing. Bartender, how old are you again, bro?
21.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Amazing.
what I've been doing. I've just been sitting here going,
I'm sorry. I tend to do that.
It's all good, bro. It's all good. You got a lot of piss and vinegar for you. So let me ask you, you got all this energy. You probably got stuff to shill. Let me hear. What do you got?
I need a GoPro camera. I have nothing to shill. I am the only
All
one
right.
here without social media, without even a channel, because Subject Begets got put in the gulag.
All right. Well, there you go. You see, now everyone watching, what you got to do is you got to go to this young man's whatever info he's going to list, and you got to help him get a GoPro so he can
No,
start
I mean,
putting
I
up-
literally have nothing. I don't have a PayPal. I don't have nothing.
All right, you got to get stuff together then, because we're going to get you hooked up. Seriously.
I'm gonna be honest. I got a few ideas of what I want to do, but like I said, my life's kind of in flux after a year, and I don't know what the hell's going on.
Well, you said you go on road trips. That would be my first advice to you. As somebody who never leaves New York, I'd like to see shit documented. Seriously. You got a good head on your shoulders.
That's like a whenever my family goes on a vacation, we drive, we don't fly.
Yeah, that's my whole point.
Flying on my own.
That's my whole point. Fucking film it, bro. Seriously,
Really?
film that shit. Yeah, film that shit, bro. You know how many people would love to I'm a New Yorker. All I ever see are fucking buildings. I don't see anything. And you know how much I hate watching one of those travel videos when it's, hi, I'm Chad. I'm going to walk you through this. We're driving through Kentucky today. Notice now, Kentucky is a state with a history. And I hate those fucking people. Seriously. Make a video. I will watch your shit if you narrate it. You're more interesting.
You know what? I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this idea. If I ever get to the age where I'm running for an office, I actually might end up doing a statewide bar tour where I actually try and ask people, hey, what would you like your representative to do? And actually just getting at it.
Yeah, hey, anything that works. Well, you can start off practicing by doing that. I'm telling you. Six was talking to me about it. He said, I have no idea what to do for content. I said, are you out of your mind? You live in San Antonio, Texas. I'm a New Yorker. That's like fucking Shangri-La to us. You know, it's a mythical place. Seriously. You gotta realize that, man. When you talk to people who are city dwellers who do not leave their city, anything that you put up content-wise that has to do with something that is not here, we will watch. Seriously.
I'm laughing because I fucking hate where I live.
Hey, the grass is always greener. I would have loved that. I didn't have a normal childhood. I wasn't allowed to leave my yard till I was like maybe 11 to 12 years old for fear of either getting abducted or shot.
What's the fucking
That's not cool. Yeah, exactly, right? That's what I'm saying. Seriously, grass is always greener, man. But speaking of grass is always greener, this is actually a good thing for us to discuss. We can lead into this on the After Hours with Irving Twin. I have to end this. It's almost a quarter after, and I have a wife that is probably pissed because I'm late.
Sorry, Scoob.
Not a problem, bro. I want to thank everyone for coming tonight. A lot of you guys were really quiet tonight. I appreciate everyone's patience because the kids were going off, but I didn't want to interrupt them. They were doing a lot better than us older folks. So I was sitting here listening like, damn, that's a good point. Damn, that's a good point. Damn, that's a good point. Fuck it. I'm just going to let them roll. So stream got a little bit away from me tonight, but this was a very good stream. You guys, I was impressed, really. I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys down in more. Seeing you guys, like debate people in person. This is going to be good. Definitely
And
looking
if Six
forward to it.
didn't drop out, I tell him I'm going to get him his recipe for souvlaki and hopefully that recipe for spanakopita then.
Yeah, that's another thing too. I wanted to talk to you and Six about. We'll talk about this later, but yeah, definitely. I want to thank everyone in the panel. Like I said, thank you guys for coming here tonight. I always love streaming with you guys. I appreciate it every time. You're all great people. You bring a lot of good conversation, to the topics. I don't like streaming with people other than you guys. Seriously, that's why I always bombard you guys with links every week. You're all intelligent. I value your opinions, and it's the same with who we have in chat. Because there's been a lot of times, even though I said this is a great panel, a lot of times the chat, we are flappable, and the chat will be on point. They'll come up with something that we completely missed. That's why I love this chat too. We got a good thing going on here, folks, and we're gonna keep it going. We got After Hours coming up with Urban Twin in a few minutes. Tomorrow night is Weibo. She's just come back from Greece and the Mediterranean, so I'm definitely interested in hearing from her. And as that's basically how I'm going to close. I want to thank you guys for CHAOS120. I'm Scooby331. Thank you for watching. Take care and good night. Good night, all.